Hey, Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond sisters. We have a very special guest today. Jennifer Cornell is with us. Hi, Jennifer. And for those of you who are new to the Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond community, what we do here specifically at Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond is we help you to heal your soul fracture, to reclaim your heart, recover your brilliance, and be ready if and when you're ready to attract that soulmate in. But in the meantime, we get to really live a kick-ass life, right? We get to
Yeah.
have fun, we get to live. And just because we're refining where we want to be in life doesn't mean we have to stop enjoying it, right? Matter of fact, I think when we come into full alignment, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jennifer, but when you come into full alignment, it's like life is great. Things
Yes.
happen, things flow.
Yes.
So you get
Yes.
to enjoy life while we're waiting for it to sort of unfold the way that we want, right? So,
Mhm.
Jennifer, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself and just a quick introduction of who you are and your
Okay.
background.
All right. Well, I am a mother of two grown boys. I am a grandmother of two.
I still can't believe you're a grandmother. It's crazy.
I
I love
know.
it.
I have been married twice. Recently, the second one's been, I've been divorced now since December. And gosh, I don't know. I mean, in the past, I would always describe my accomplishments of like what I've done, but I now know I'm so much more than that. And there's just no words to.
Right? So what Jennifer is explaining for those of you who are joining us and listening is what I call really probably the best way I could explain full alignment with our heart and our head is in the past we had very limited language available to us
Mhm.
to really describe who we are and what we bring to this world. And
Right.
after we get the junk out of our system and it's sort of like we align with kind of that higher source, it's this whole new language is available to us, this whole new way of seeing things. And don't you feel this way? At least I do. Is in the past, it was such a small way,
Yes. Yes.
right? It's such a limited viewpoint
Yes.
of who we are and what we bring into the world. And now it's this whole new expansion. There's so much more available to us.
So much more. And it's just the mindset, the excitement for life. Like, I feel like I'm just like floating through life. I mean, I'm in like a heavy reporting month right now for my job, but it doesn't even really impact me like things used to. Like,
Yeah.
I just wake up excited and full of gratitude. And I just, thanks to you, Donna, and this program I've just come into myself,
I
really.
love it. And I could see it. I love it. It's such an honor because I could see it from the first time we met to where you are now is it's again, it's this lightness, it's this hopefulness and expectation because in the past we may have been or you may have experienced expecting when's the shoe going to drop
Hmm.
or what do I have to look out for today, like what do I have to be careful of today or what do I have to sort of scan the environment for. And it's such a freeing space because it
Hmm.
doesn't mean that our environments are perfect, it doesn't mean that we have unicorns and rainbows in our outside world. But what it does mean is that we have claimed our inner circumstance and we have
Hmm.
claimed our inner being to say, this is how I'm showing up. And I'm showing up in peace. I'm showing up in joy. And in spite of the challenges that are outside of us, because we have full confidence and full belief, everything works out for us.
Yeah. And
Right. And
my
yep.
people, my neighbors, my friends, I've seen like tremendous growth. They're like, I don't even recognize you today than you were 4 or 5 months ago or a couple of years ago. Completely transformed.
Yep. And I just want to stay here for a second, just for those sisters, right? And those of you who are listening, you're likely here with us, with me and Jennifer, if you're a woman who has her life and her work together, right? You have good friends and good family, and it doesn't mean that you can't use refinement in those areas, but likely you kind of know that. But it's this personal side of life that you quite haven't kind of moved the needle on.
Hmm.
And before before I really began doing this work in this way, and what I like to say is I feel like I'm a servant in a message, meaning that I believe this work is channeled through me, right? I wish I could say that this work is about the Donna show because that would be great, but it's not. Really, it's a channeling and I'm the messenger, right? And so my dream and my mission for each woman, including yourself, Jennifer, is for me to bring the source food to you so you find it in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You discover yourself. And in the past, we bought into these stories as women that we had to suffer a certain amount of time, or that we had to accept things the way they were, or we had to settle. That's the best one. Settle. Just don't, you're never going to get everything you want. So just settle for this. And it's
Mm-hmm.
bullshit. Right.
Right.
It really is bullshit. And this whole idea that you have to suffer and then it has to take 30 years for you to get transformation.
Right.
Is so outdated. Right.
Yeah. And I think a lot of women too, they lose the ability to dream.
Yes. Don't you think that?
Yeah.
I think we need to create a divorce category for this, which is, it's a stealer of our soul.
Yeah.
Right. It's because your soul is never taken away from you. And this is something I want everybody who's listening to this to remember. Your soul, your spirit, your vision, your tenacity towards life is never taken from you. But divorce could rob you of seeing it.
And toxic relationships.
Well, let's talk about those, right? How devastating could that be?
Yes.
And here's something that I see often, which is you could have a woman who has her shit together, right? Badass. Like on the outside, everyone would be like, oh my God, like she's amazing. She's got her life together. She's got her work together. She's got this together. But inside, it's not that way.
Right.
Right. And so it's giving us the permission to be strong and to reach out for support and help and to not go it alone.
Right.
Because going it alone stinks, at least in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, like 100%. Like I had my career and the externals all figured out. And it was this relationship just drug my confidence and my worth into the ground. And I didn't even know how bad it was until I got out, until you showed me a different way and gave me the tools to rediscover myself. Like I truly now feel I am who I am, like who I am meant to be after, I don't even know this, but this is whoever I am now is who I'm supposed to be.
Yes. And it's the beginning of your journey and the evolution, right? Is because this is our opportunity to say, okay, we've got this now. This is me. This is who I'm supposed to be. And this is the beginning of me learning and expanding and leaning in. You know, I think as women, in my experience, what I see time and time again is, I was having this conversation earlier about, we have two, not necessarily, these aren't the only two choices we have, but if we look at it in just for language and simplicity terms, we can lean in or we could bow out. Now, leaning into your life and making a choice to recover yourself, right? And to really set the stage for your future doesn't always mean it's going to feel good.
Right.
Doesn't always mean it's going to be easy. It means you have to become resourceful. But what I know, the moment you decide on you, the universe conspires and brings it's like all of a sudden the universe just wakes up, in a sense. It's like, whoosh, comes right to you and brings you what you need. So what has been your experience in that area?
Jeez. Just just figuring out what I want and figuring out, making time for myself and giving me the space. Like I totally lost myself. I had literally have been in 2 long-term relationships, 2 marriages, with the two people since I was 15. Yep. So 35 years I've really been I've defined myself by another person. And I totally lost who I was on the inside. Yep. And so it's just making that process of learning to love yourself, making time for yourself. And
can we add in a priority, that you put yourself as a priority now?
Yes.
Right. And it doesn't mean that you're not a good mom. It doesn't mean you're not a good manager or leader or employee or sister or brother. It means none of it.
Right.
It just means that you're putting yourself in the pecking order now.
Right. That I am worthy and I
Mhm.
deserve things in life. And I mean, even the, simplest, well, I'm not going to use this cup because it's so good. I'm like, no, I'm using that cup. I'm not saving it for anything.
Yes, I do
What are
that
you
all the
saving it
time.
for?
Like truly, I open my china closet. I take out the china dishes and I have a beautiful breakfast on my china because I'm like, I'm going to use this. If I
Right.
have it, why not use it? Right?
It's those like simple things that
Yeah.
these beliefs that you tend to fall into and drives behaviors and you don't even know why you're doing it. Like, I'm going to use this. I mean, why am I saving this? I deserve to use something nice.
And it's really, if you kind of think about it, it's kind of really funny,
It
right? It's
is.
like, here we are saving these nice things to what? What are we going to will
Right.
it down? Who's going to, we're going to, where's it going if we don't use it? Who's going to use it? It's crazy. But like you said, I think you said something so key. And that is these beliefs, these rules, and these systems that we have, we don't often stop to question them and to see, wait a minute, do these still serve me? Are these still applicable?
Right.
Right? We
Right.
we kind of keep going with them, and it's the little things that make the big things. So what I mean by that is when we're making limited choices or we're using lack mentality to make our choices, it drives our behaviors, which drives our decisions, which
Right.
drives our outcomes.
Right.
So it's this big cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think drives so many people to the point of insanity, in a sense, is they want something different. They see something different, but yet it's the same patterns, beliefs, and behaviors, which
Right.
is very different, right? What we say at DG, not 5% is thought, but 95% is transformation. It's not
Mm-hmm.
what we think that creates and manifests our life. It's what we feel, right? And what we've decided it to be, the subconscious.
Right. And that is definitely a process, a learning process.
Yep.
And you have to be aware and cognizant of that. And it's, there's good days, there's bad days, but you just take yourself back to that. Like that's when I went to Sedona. I
Yep.
talked to you about that experience. I mean, there's just
Yep.
no words when you're in that alignment and you feel that great. There's no words to explain it, but
Yep.
whenever I just get myself in that state, like every morning, I'm like, just wonder and awe, I guess is the best
That's
way.
perfect. I love it. That's the wonder and
Wonder and
awe.
awe.
Because we realize when you're in that state and you feel it, or you have it, like the taste of it. And even if, like, a lot of women will come into Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond and have no idea what that could look like, or no idea what it feels like, because like you've said, we've been operating in this other identity for so long, we've lost sight of it. But
Mhm.
when you see it and you become exposed to it and you actually feel it, you realize that we've been playing such a small game.
Yep. Yeah, you gotta play big. And I
Play
got my
fucking play
box.
big. Go out all the freaking way, balls to the wall. You know why? What are we saving it for? Right? Like there was this woman who, and I swear I don't know why I get attached to these. I just have such a soft heart. But when you see women who are older, they're at the end of their life cycle and they're sharing the wisdom with women who are younger. So there was this whole video that was about this woman, and she was in hospice, so it was kind of the end of her life, and that she was being interviewed, what's the wisdom that, what are the things that you wish she could have done? And one of the things that she said is, I wish I would have taken chances. I wish I would have fought for me. I wish I would have chose me. Right? You're not glad when at the end of your deathbed, well, thank God I didn't use my china plate, it's safe. Right? Thank God I didn't use my good glass, right? I'm so proud of myself that I used my other glasses. Like, that's not what we do, right? You look back
Right.
and it was like, holy shit. But what we forget as women, and I'm not here to do a conspiracy theory by any means, but we forget we are mortal human beings. Our life will end.
Right.
There's only a certain period of time we can make decisions. We
Right.
can take the chances. And
Right.
now's the time. And we go into this, well, I have to have all my stars aligned, or I have to have this and I have to have that. And that's exactly what keeps you stuck. Is it's never going to be, here's a news flash, right? It's never all going to be aligned. It's never all going to be perfect. It's never going to be the way that you think it is. When everything changes is when you decide it's going to change.
Right.
That's it. And
Exactly.
so it's scary investing in yourself. It's scary doing the work. However, that's when everything changes. And
Yes.
right. And I know you're like me. I'm sliding into my grave. I'm going to be dirty, like ripped, dirty face. I'm willing to take those chances. I'm willing to do that because I don't want to be that woman being interviewed.
Right. I
50 years from now,
regrets.
saying,
Right.
I wish I could have. What I want to say is I did it.
Right. And I lived my life in my like a professional, like academic, like I know always my authentic self, right?
Yep.
But something in that interpersonal marriage, intimate relationship just wasn't aligning, was not working. Yep. And this whole program just has taught me so much about myself and all those beliefs going into that marriage.
Yep.
And now I'm on my way to get better prepared for a better relationship that's really more in alignment to who I am.
100%. And no, we're not, no crumbs.
Yeah, no
right?
crumbs.
No rehabilitation plans.
No, I literally had like an audit form on my ex-husband doing a personality check. I'm like, am I crazy or is he? Because there's something wrong here.
It's so true. It's so true. And I think everything emanates from this whole conversation of where our frequency is, right? Is when we're in a state of feeling not enough or not worthy and here's how you know. I'm going to give everybody an indicator of how you know. If you say in your head, I'm ready to date. I cannot wait to meet my partner. I am ready. I deserve it. And then right behind it, your brain says, well, you've been trying to do it for X amount of years. That shows you that you have subconscious beliefs patterns that are going to prevent you from attracting the right person and that you're embedded in low level vibrational frequency, which if we think about science is something that you could count on. It's a formula, it's a frequency, and it happens every time. It's consistent results. You're operating at low level frequency. You will attract low level frequency.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And a lot of that's based in fear too. There's so much fear that goes in that you don't realize how much that drives the behavior and what you're attracting.
Oh my God. But even when you go to your family and friends, right? I remember early on, I love my mother dearly, but early on I would talk to her about this. And she's like, Donna, you're asking too much, right? Like just, you need to lower your standards. What? And I listened to that for a little while. I was like, you know what? Maybe she's right. But this is why, you gotta find the right support and mentor, because again, that what we're being fed is generational trauma from broken hearts and broken people that don't know anything other than that. Doesn't make them bad people, doesn't make them wrong. That's their identity. But now you get a choice. Is that the identity that I want, or do I want the identity that I know is in my heart?
Right. Absolutely. It's 100% accurate. Just unbelievable. I was talking to my mom last night. She's like, you haven't changed that much. I'm like, Mom, you don't even know.
Yeah.
And then she continues that pattern of.
Yep. And you know what I do with my mother now is I have a neuro-linguistic programming in my head, right? So I take what my mother's saying and I sort of take it to the tune of, I almost make her sound like Mickey Mouse in my head, right? So she's just doing her thing, which is okay. I'm listening to her. I'm acknowledging her, but I'm refusing to believe her viewpoint. And I'm at the point now where I think you are too. We don't have to convince. We don't have to try to teach them. We don't have to try to get them to see it our way.
Right.
We could allow them and we could love them for who they are. We could love them for who they're not. But, and this is the big piece, is we get to go back and choose us and do it our way.
Yes. Yep.
Unapologetically.
Yep.
And standing for it. And here's the truth of the matter. You're going to make decisions and you're going to go after things only to find out that it didn't serve you. It wasn't the direction you wanted to go in. The beautiful part about that is you refine it. That's it.
Exactly.
Most times then it leads you to your gold.
Exactly.
Right? Most times then you're like, oh my God, I realized I had to make that decision. I had to experience that because that's what led me to where I really need to be.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't say it any better. It's so true.
So what would you say to the woman who's listening to us, right? Like who's like us, who's ready, who's got a good heart, a good soul, who has this calling in her heart that just says, I know there's something more, right? I've got my life together, I've got my work together, but it's this personal side of things, and there's fear, there's worry, there's doubt. What would you say to her? What would you kind of say if she's listening and kind of looking for some wisdom from you?
So I was in that position December 1st when I spoke to you.
Yep.
And there was a lot of, financial fear, worry, doubt. And I just took a chance. I took a leap of faith.
You did.
An investment in myself. And it has returned 100-fold.
Yep.
Like in so many different ways, not only financially, but emotionally, the connections, the people I'm coming across, that people I'm able to love who wander into my life.
Isn't that amazing too? It's no longer the force of I have to find good people in my life. They wander in. And it's like they literally wander in and you're like, oh my gosh, wow.
Right.
Hi.
Exactly.
Come on in. Like I would love to have a conversation with you. There's no hustle or force. And I think so many women who have been through divorce or have a really good career and a really good life, they're used to running the show and controlling each of the pieces.
Right. Because when you have so much going on,
you can't afford for an apple to fall off the cart, literally. Right. And the whole cart's going to shit, right? And you're like, I am going to hold that apple. It's going to stay exactly where it is because I need to hold it there.
Because I only have mental capacity for this other thing.
This is my mental capacity. This little box, right? This is it. And so that we could, with work and other parts of life, we could continue down that road, right? And controlling. Yeah. But when it comes to healing your heart, when it comes to really stepping into the abundance, it's a completely different tool. It's not control. Yeah. It's actually surrender.
Right.
And
I've learned to get in touch with actually my emotions and what is my body feeling and being able to just, that was never even in my vocabulary.
Right.
To even be aware of, really. Because it was all up here. Everything was up here. I analyzed everything.
Yep.
Cost benefit analysis.
Let's go through cost benefit. Let's make this, is this right or wrong? Right. And okay, if it's wrong, how could I criticize myself? What did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? Where am I?
It's performance metrics, KPIs.
KPIs, ROIs, KPIs. We're going to have like projections. We got the 6, right? Let's think about 6 months from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, what our projections are, what our break even is. It's amazing what our brain could go into.
Yes. And what I've really learned is to get more in touch with my emotional side.
Yeah.
With what, and to question, my feelings and question those beliefs and just being transformed into.
Yep.
And it's just exciting. I can't wait.
I can't to see what's ahead. Right. Because if you think about it, the first 12 weeks of Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond is what I call the rapid transformation. That's where you're transformed. That's where you're given your tools. That's where you're giving your skill set. And that's the basis of everything that you'll last the rest of your life. But when you get to a point in Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond, when you're there, right? When you've got the skill set now, you've learned how to respond versus react. You've learned how to lean in and listen to your body and understand it. Now it's time to really create.
Yes.
Because you know how I say you can't paint the house while the porch is on fire, right? You can't create if you're coming in and you're a mess in your own mind,
right?
You could try to create, but it's futile because what will keep happening, and this is where this brings me back to my own journey a little bit, truth be told, like very hard-headed. Like I'm going and, I had the opportunity to change things and I just refused. I was like, no, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it until I realized, wait a minute, my way is not working. Like this is
right.
I can either change it or I could continue doing this. It's insanity if I don't change it.
Right. It's kind of like when you want to redo something, you have to tear down, we're going to redo my pantry. You have to tear down everything.
Yep.
Get a clean slate, clean canvas, And then you build something beautiful.
And then you build something beautiful. And that's a perfect, is that a metaphor or analogy? I always get them confused. I think metaphor. Well, either way, whatever it is. But it's perfect because it truly is that. You've got to decide on you, which is, it's going to get messier before it gets neater. All your shit's going to be out, right? It's going to be like, it's going to be all over the kitchen. It's going to be, you're going to find some flour that went bad or some mealy worms in a rice box you don't need anymore, right? It's going to feel disgusting and gross. And then you get to like clean it.
Yes.
And then you get to organize it.
Yes.
Right. I don't know if you've been watching any reels or TikToks where they have all these cool new like organization tools that look so awesome. Like pantries now are part of the home decor.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. That's
really, like, you open it up. It's nice. And so now you get to look at something beautiful.
Yes.
You get to experience something beautiful and you get to enjoy something beautiful.
Yep.
Right. We've learned to go into survival mode and limit ourselves from experiencing true joy, which to me is a tragedy.
Yeah.
Because then if we're not experiencing our full life, then the people who we're meant to connect with and change their lives, we're not going to do that. And then it goes to the next person, the next person. And before you know it, we have this ripple effect.
Right.
So what's ahead for you, my friend? What's ahead?
Just abundance of connections, abundance of joy, continue down this path to attract a partner that is really in alignment with me. That's where I'm going. And
so everybody who's listening and watching, I want you to see what Jennifer's doing is there's no doubt, right? You could see it in her physiology. I could see it in your physiology. There's no doubt your partner's coming. Yeah. There's no doubt. And there's no doubt you're going to be aligning with that partner and you're in full life with yourself. Every day you're waking up with miracles and synchronicities and abundance.
Yes.
Really important piece of the puzzle.
It is, for sure.
Well, Chicolita, it was awesome speaking with you. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with your sisters? Anything you'd like to share with anybody who's listening? Again, any wisdom you can impart on our friends?
Just if anybody's just considering this whole program that you put together, Donna, it's well worth every cent. It just comes back to you 100-fold. And I truly believe the tools and the program that you put together has saved me, has brought me into total alignment with who I am. And I've seen it in all the women that I've been in contact with in this program. And truly, when you said that, oh, you're welcome to the family, I'm like, all right. Now I believe it. I'm part of the family.
You're part of the family. We are sisters. And it's more than just a family because we're on the path. It's because I believe, and this is again, truly in my heart, it's a soul contract.
Yeah.
We are soul contracted. We have been family for probably millions of years, right? Who knows? And we found ourselves now and we are truly family. And you could be active in DG and ready to go. You could not be and doing your thing, but you always know you could come back. This is a place to land. This is a place where you have smart women, right? Like I love that for us as sisters that we could go into the group at any given moment and tap into the hive, right? Or the tribe and get the support and the resources we need literally within seconds.
I know. The wisdom, the knowledge, the experience of all these women is just amazing. And it's just been such a blessing, really.
Well,
I just wake up every day so grateful.
and like one can't even speak and right back at you. Right.
Yeah.
And you're coming on the retreat, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So this is another thing that we have to share as part of a Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond sister. One of the things that we do is we have fun. We enjoy and we go on retreats together. So we're going to Cabo San Lucas in a very short period of time. Yes. And the fun part is like Andy, who's my assistant, right? Who just sent out the form. Okay. What are we going to do? Golf? Do you want to do glass bottom kayak tours? You want to do dolphin swimming? Like you get to be part of a community. And you will never hear me badmouth another group or another support system because everybody has to find the right group for them, right? 100%. Mm-hmm. What I will tell you though, is in groups that are pulling from you, meaning they're not there to necessarily grow and get help. They're there to continue the pattern of suffering. You've got to get out of those groups because it's not going to lead you to your best self, right? We are the 5 people that we hang around with most. So you want to be in places that people are going to fill you up.
Yeah.
Right. That
sure.
if you're the smartest person in the room, or you're the one that's helping everybody else, it's time to get a bigger pool. Right?
Sure.
It's time to step up. And Susan, yes, Susan, I can't wait for Cabo. Look at our picture. So perfect too. Woo, Cabo. We are going to have so much fun.
Yes,
I cannot wait.
Me neither.
Cannot wait.
I've already gone shopping.
Yes, me too. I'm starting already. I'm looking at what beach dresses am I going to get, and bathing suits, and beginning, because again, it's April, May. We're there in 8 weeks.
I know. I just did my hair appointment right before Cabo.
I know. Me too. I'm doing the same thing. We're on the same pattern. I'm doing my hair now, and I'm going to make my next one right before Cabo.
Exactly.
All right. Awesome. So if you're interested in Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond, if you're ready to do the work, if you're ready to take the chance on yourself, if you're ready to know without a shadow of a doubt that we're not throwing noodles on the wall, right? This is a process and a system that's proven. This is a community that is smart, intelligent, like-minded women who are looking forward to creating their amazing future, right? Yeah. And so if that's you, I'm going to put a link to book a call with me in the comments below. And basically that's a strategy call. So I just want to be clear. This is not a coaching call. It is not a counseling call. It's a time for you and I to hop on the phone where I can learn where you're at. And if I feel that DG is the right place for you, I'm going to let you know. And if I feel there's a different resource, I'll let you know that too. But go ahead and book a call, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.